Is it recording?
Can you share with us your testimony?
Yes. My full name is Jorge Aguilar. I was born in 2006, April 9th. My testimony is that when I was born, I was not growing up with my father. My father left me, sadly. But I did end up, and my mom did end up getting with another guy, which is my stepfather. But in blood, he's my dad. I love him so much. Growing up, I was just like a simple little kid, what a little kid does, playing with the little muñecos, smiling, crying, whatever what 7, 8-year-olds do. When I was finishing elementary, my parents would tell me, watch out when you go to middle school. When you go to middle school, there's gonna be a whole different world. You're gonna be meeting new people. And I was just like, I don't care. It's like, it's whatever, you know? It's just like enjoying my life. Little did they know I was wrong. Lately, at the end of 7th grade, that's when drugs started introducing me. Drugs got in my life, thinking I was cool, thinking I was a main man, just because I was smoking, vaping, whatever I was doing. I would go smoke in the restroom, tell my friends, hey, give me what you have. Just smoke. After I was home, smoke 2 with some friends. I would even smoke 2 in some classrooms. Teachers wouldn't even know. At the end of 7th grade, that's where I started smoking as well. Smoking, some vape was starting getting into my life. I wanted to smoke more and more. At the end, when 7th grade year ended, at the beginning of the 8th grade year, I was so emotional. I was so happy. I thought 8th grade was going to be one of the best years. I thought people were talking about promotion, how we were going to walk the line. And I got so happy. But little did that, I knew COVID was going to hit. And then I was so happy because I was doing track and field at that time. I was so happy that track and field was going to start. I was going to run state. I was going to do the best. Yes. I was getting hyped up. Little did I know COVID hit. COVID hit around 2020, which was one of the depressing side of my life. COVID hit. That's when I started smoking. That's when I started doing the whole things over and over again. But at the same time, depression was getting in my mind. I was thinking, why am I here? What's my point of life? Depression was going into my mind. Suicidal thoughts were going through my mind. And at this point, I just wanted to give up. At the end of the 8th grade, my mom introduced me to God. She told me about how there's some youth going on Saturdays in March. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I might know some couple of people, 2 or 3 people. But before starting going to the youth, how I said it on the beginning, that I started going to church when I was 11, 12 years old. I didn't care about God. I didn't know who was God. I didn't care about what God was doing in people's life. Yes, I would see people praise. Yes, I would see people sing. Yes, I would see people scream and like cry to their knees. I was like, what the heck are they doing? You know, a little kid doesn't know what they were doing. And I was like, what the heck are they doing, you know? And then 4 years forward, now I'm here. I'm praising His name, dancing and praising His name. How I'm telling you guys, the way I got here is because my mom introduced me to the youth. If it wasn't about my mom introduced me to the youth, I wasn't going to be here. I was like, yeah, just a normal Saturday. Yeah, the praise of God. Later did I know, 2 weeks later after going to the youth, I received the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost was one of the best things I ever received in my life. 3 weeks later, I got baptized under His name. And that's something amazing that has happened under my 16 years in living. Now, a year forward later, now I'm here at church, praising His name, dancing, singing, crying. Now I understand what God means. I know what God has done in my life. I know what God has done in people's lives as well. Why am I here sitting down and telling you my testimony? Is that God is alive, that God is here to make miracles in your life. I am here to tell you, if He did it for me, He could do it for you as well.